Slowly kisses busting by the river.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And to anybody new to the channel, I'm Papergoy. Got a day job, work out of my house. Got only 40,000 items listed on eBay and Amazon. But I try to give it to you from the small perspective. The person that goes around can do things at flea markets and buys from dealers, that sort of thing. And, you know, hopefully you can learn from me. But if you have aspirations to be in a different, larger business.
And I'm Mr. Magazine with a warehouse, 500,000 items, and 15 employees.
That would be a bigger, larger business, wouldn't it?
A little bit.
I don't think I could fit a warehouse in my house currently. So we're going to talk today. What is that behind us?
It looks like the Earth.
It is. I think I just sold something to that guy right there yesterday. It's very good. We're going to talk about selling internationally. We recently did a video about Web Interpret, which is a service you can use through PayPal to expand your listings to multiple countries. They do charge a fee, et cetera, et cetera. But it really has helped my sales considerably. And I know it's helped your sales considerably as well.
Yep.
And we do answer all of our comments, so do comment down below. But we got a lot of comments from people that are afraid to ship internationally. And we've gotten some people reaching out to us on Instagram, so definitely follow us on Instagram if you haven't already. We do put up an Instagram post every day. And one of the biggest things that people regularly ask me about is shipping internationally and all of their fears with it. And have you had problems shipping internationally?
You're always going to have some problems, but very few.
Well, I guess that's a very good point, which I wasn't even thinking of. Let me ask a different question. Have you ever had problems shipping domestically?
Yes, daily. Daily, yes.
So, are there problems when you ship overseas? Yes, there are. But there are also problems when you ship in the States. Let me ask this, are there more problems shipping overseas than there are domestically?
I would say, less per 100 sales. So if I have 100 U.S. sales, I might have 3 problems. I might have to have 200 sales. I have 3 problems internationally.
I think I would agree. Pretty much the only real problems that we have found shipping internationally, and this is beyond anybody's control, was in the middle of the pandemic, things not showing up.
Right.
But that all has to do with the post office in the various countries, post office being slowed down, the various countries not allowing orders in, et cetera, et cetera. Right. And this video is going to post at the beginning of July, I expect. As we're speaking now, it's June 5th, I believe. I actually got a hold on my funds through eBay this morning because a customer overseas stated that an item has not arrived. We use eBay standard international shipping to ship things.
Yep. And
what that means is you pack up your order and you ship it either to New Jersey or Kentucky. Depends. Sometimes they ship it to one, sometimes to the other. And once it gets to them, it's covered for up to $100. So if it does not get to your buyer for whatever reason, gets lost, et cetera, you can end up getting your money back up to $100. So the bulk of the items I sell are within that range, $0 to $100.
Right.
So that's not a big thing. I mean, obviously on a larger thing, we'll talk about that in a minute, you have to do some extra precautions on larger sales. But they had ordered for me April 30th. This is June 5th. They've not received their item. I just checked tracking. June 2nd, it was on its way to Canada, which I've actually never seen the tracking say that before, using eBay Standard International. So for some reason or other, they received it in Kentucky, May 5th, let's say, and they held on to it for almost a month. Wow. But then they moved it, and the tracking updated. So I felt good that I was able to show the buyer it's in transit to Canada. It shows right there it's in transit to Canada.
Right.
So that's good. But even if they never do end up getting it, I am protected through the eBay protection program there because it's Standard International, eBay Standard International. Some countries used to be dicey. Italy and Mexico used to be some countries that you'd be very...
Mexico, yeah, for sure.
You'd be very leery about shipping something to. But as long as you're selling items up to $100, use the eBay Standard International. I've not had any problems with that. I mean, I've had some things come back to me and all that kind of thing, but I've either gotten the items back or my money back
Yeah.
on the item. I've never lost on one of those items.
Yeah.
Occasionally you do have to jump through a hoop where you have to call eBay and then they credit you back just because of the way the program works. But it's always worked out very, very well.
And I think too, the customers overseas are more patient because they know it's going to take longer. Where, someone in the U.S. could buy an item and where's my tracking? It's been 2 days. Where's my item? Where they're going to give it 2 weeks, a month, or even 6 weeks or 2 months sometimes, and not really complain about it. So, you don't have to worry about that. I have more trouble with my USA customers, to be honest with you.
Well, and I think another thing is one of the problems that for the international buyer, until they have had it happen a couple of times, is when you use the eBay Standard International, you get a tracking number like ES such and such, such and such. I probably said for eBay Standard now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You cannot search that on the post office website. It does not show up. However, once you explain to the buyer what it is, you say, hey, look, I've shipped this out to Kentucky.
Yeah.
eBay takes it, and I believe they repack it, and they're sending it on to you. They then at least have some understanding. Well, as more and more people use the eBay Standard International, and as they buy more and more items from American sellers, it's no longer going to be a mystery to them what's happening.
Right.
Because they're going to say, oh, that's the ES tracking number that is not available on the USPS website. However, I bought 10 things in the last 3 months with that, and those items all showed up.
Yeah.
This person's using that same service. Now I know what it is. So as more and more people get used to receiving eBay Standard International items, I think there's going to be less confusion on the foreign buyers' part as well, because they'll understand the program, they'll understand what's happening.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, if you got a fragile item, pack it a little better. It's going to be putting more miles on it than if you're shipping it to the next state. But other than that, I don't think I've had many things damaged at all.
Now,
and most of them get there too.
I guess the only question is, what do you do on higher priced items?
I generally will go through priority then and insure them, just in case.
So you do not use the Standard International on a higher priced item?
Like $300 or more, generally. Definitely $500. It all depends if it's something breakable or not breakable. I'm still going to hope that it gets there, but I don't want it getting damaged. So it all depends on what it is.
Another little tip, and this is one of those tips just in my head. I do charge $1 handling charge on international. My head is that $1 handling charge is insurance in my head. And if you're familiar with how insurance works, you collect a little bit off a lot of different people. Occasionally you have to pay out a claim, which is a larger amount, obviously, than what you collected in off of any given person.
Right.
I charge you $500 for auto insurance. Odds are you're not going to have a $500 claim.
Right.
You're going to have a $25,000 claim.
Yep.
But odds are you're also not going to have a claim in this year.
Right.
So I collect $500 for you, this person, this person, this person. So I end up collecting $30,000 in. One person has an accident. I pay $25,000 out. I'm still $5,000 ahead.
Right.
So in my head, if I charge $1 on this international order, $1 on this one, $1 on that one, $1 on that one, and I make 100 sales in a month, well, I don't make that many, but I make 100 in a quarter internationally.
Yeah.
I have $100 extra to cover if something gets lost, and I do have to reimburse. So if you kind of do that, it's just kind of a mind game, I guess would be what you would say it was.
Right.
But it works out for me. That it takes away a lot of my fear of shipping internationally as well, because I've already been paid the insurance on the things in my head, even though I'd have to cover it myself.
Yep.
Now, as to shipping internationally, easy enough to do. Some items you can't not ship internationally. You do have to take a look at the rules of the various countries you're shipping to. You get into some World War II stuff with the Nazi memorabilia and that sort of thing. A lot of countries will not accept that. Yep. Good luck shipping lighters, things like that. There are various things that in certain countries, some of the adult material, which isn't going to be an issue on eBay anymore, but some of the adult material can't be shipped to certain countries. eBay wouldn't even let that happen in certain times. So you do have to know what you can ship where, as far as that goes. But all you do is, when you're listing the item, you enable international shipping. Make sure you uncheck the box for the global shipping program, because that's a whole different program. You still ship it off to Kentucky, and it's got different parameters as to how it's covered, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to have to do that. You can just use the eBay Standard International and do that just as easily. I always offer the eBay First Class, mainly because most of my older items have that on there before Standard International was even allowed.
Right.
So I just offered the eBay First Class or Post Office First Class shipping, and then I end up shipping at Standard International. How much does Standard International generally save you versus First Class shipping?
Oh, you would know more than me, but definitely saves you some good
Couple
amount,
of bucks,
a couple bucks,
$2-3 bucks, yeah. Something
At
other like
least, yeah.
that. And when you start getting up into the priority, it can save you up to $7 to $10 using the Standard International versus using the eBay priority
Sure.
or Post Office priority. It will save you a little bit of money.
Yeah.
One thing with shipping international, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, quiz time, everybody's favorite time. What is the switch over from first class to priority for international shipping?
Let me switch over.
What poundage?
Oh, well, I thought it was 4.
It is 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, good, all right.
Oh,
Well, I don't know.
don't
Trick
doubt
question. It's common.
yourself.
It's common stuff.
Don't
so.
doubt your.
So
Well,
you're trying to, maybe they change it and you're trying to trick me or something. 4.2.
no, it's 4 pounds. So anything up to 4 pounds, you can ship out first class. You can also ship it out priority if you wish to do so. But anything over 4 pounds has to go priority shipping, as far as that goes. So just know that number as well, because once it goes out priority, there is a bump in the price. No doubt at all about that. But if you use calculated shipping, so set it up for calculated shipping, so that way you'll know that as well.
Yep.
Won't be any problem at all with that, and you can set up your handling cost right there. And like I said, I set up for $1. I believe you do $1.50 handling.
Yes. Yep.
Do add a little bit of a handling charge, just kind of for your peace of mind, so if something ever does get lost. And then you just go ahead and list. As long as you're not listing some of the World War II stuff's a little dicey shipping overseas, like I said. But most other items you can just go ahead and ship overseas.
Yeah.
One thing, you will have a lot of buyers. How long ago was surface and airmail options?
I can't remember that far back, but 10 years.
10 years.
or more,
I was going to say 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's
you
a
still
long-
have some buyers that will say,
Yeah.
you can ship at surface.
Yeah.
If you're a newer seller, it used to be available. It's not available anymore. Just let them know that that's no longer an option. It used to be surface and airmail were 2 different ways to get it overseas. These are old-time buyers that will be sitting there asking for surface mail. No such thing exists anymore. You may have them asking you if you can do any better on shipping. No, you cannot, because you're using eBay calculated shipping, and that's what you're being charged. Okay, Mr. I know the international shipping rates. How are within first class mail? Do you know the breakdowns on weights in first class mail for different charges?
For overseas,
For overseas?
I could only guess at that one.
Well, guess. We all want a good laugh.
Like each pound has a different.
Each pound is a different. However, there is a breakdown in the under 1 pound. Do you know where that is?
No, I don't.
0 to 8 ounces ships for one price.
Okay.
8 ounces, so it has 0 to 7.99999 ounces ships for one. 8 ounces to 2 pounds
Ah, okay.
ships for the same price.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what I do offer to people, and it actually has worked before, it does add on to your sales. If I've got a magazine that weighs 14 ounces, I will tell my buyer, I cannot do anything on the shipping price because this is what they're charging me. However, if you buy a second copy of that title, I can ship that to you for no additional shipping. So that way, instead of paying me $25 shipping on a $15 magazine, you're paying me $25 shipping on 2 $15 magazines. So it's split out over the 2, so you end up saving money. And that's a great little trick to know.
Yeah.
That, again, 8 ounces to 2 pounds. So if you're selling something 12 ounces or so and you have multiples of the title or similar size magazines or items,
Yeah.
tell them you can't do anything in shipping, but you can give them free shipping on the second item. It really will build your sales up doing it that way, and just kind of knowing that your competitors don't know that, so they're not making that offer to people. And it's a way to build up sales as far as that goes. When the item sells, you'll see the various drop downs. You're just shipping right through eBay like you normally would. You're putting the label out like you normally would. You'll want to do the drop down that says the eBay Standard International Shipping. You'll click on that. Easy to tell, it's the cheapest option.
Yep.
You click on that. You print your label out. You attach it like you normally would. The only thing is there are times on domestic shipping where I'll just use a poly bag with a piece of cardboard in it, and of course put the item inside of a bag to protect it. You know, if you buy a $9 item from me, I may just do the poly bag shipping like that. If you buy the item overseas, I always use the padded envelope because, as Mr. Magazine said, it's got a long distance to travel. So do a little extra packing on it just to make it safe, because you don't know what's going to happen when it's going overseas. But do not be afraid to ship internationally. And these are some tips here to boost your sales by offering the buyer the second item at no extra shipping, and it's not going to cost you anything extra. Right. So it's a wonderful way to build up your sales that way. But you cannot work on the price of the shipping because that is what you are being charged. I mean, you may be making a handling charge and this and that, but don't get into all that. And if somebody's complaining about paying $25 shipping, you deciding, no, you can pay $24 probably isn't going to make a difference. They're more looking at paying $10 is what they're more looking at. So hopefully that helps you. Do not let international shipping scare you, especially if you're using the standard international, because you've got protections within that as well. And it isn't the old days where things were just suddenly, empty boxes were being delivered to people in Italy like used to happen. I mean, can that happen? I suppose it probably can, but it's less and less as time goes on. Sure. So do comment down below. Thank you to everyone who commented on our previous video, which kind of inspired this video. And hit the like button. Definitely hit the like button. It does help the channel, gets the word out there, and helps other people kind of get the help that we're trying to give you. If you have any other questions, do reach out to us. We are on Instagram. You can reach us that way. You can reach us at themilliondollarpeddlers@gmail.com. And we do answer all emails. We answer Instagram. We answer our comments. We want to be the most interactive. And if you want to see the interaction in person, show up for our live shows, 7:30 every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You better say that. Somebody will be there 7:30 a.m. in Ecuador saying, where are they? Exactly. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A lot of fun. Just a lot of fun. We basically are 2-on-1, I guess, with the audience as the feed comes through. We answer your questions in real time, and it is a great show. We really do enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy it as well. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.